attempts and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, Week 17 is upon us, and we've got a good one in store here, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Miami Dolphins. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Miami. And he won't get all the way into the end zone as he's out of bounds, but not before getting it down inside the 10. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Mayfield off the play fake. Godwin's got it. Touchdown Tampa Bay. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Lining up for the point after.
The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Dolphins nothing. Chase McLaughlin to
following the touchdown. Here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. First carry now for Alexander Madison. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run. Here's Devon Achane. Some nifty running there. Ultimately, it doesn't get him a whole lot, but he does take him to the 45. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Get set. Running team.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. His first throw of the game going to be intercepted. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
We talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people. Put them on the ground.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, the ball comes out of the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
At their own 4-yard line.
is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Back to throw now in his own end zone. All his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Oh, good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Such an electric play. So much fun to watch. And you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful.
Without a doubt, that's teamwork to be able to put it all together. That play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
So let's try this again after the kick return, TD. Here's yet another kickoff.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out when they punted the football.
Yeah, you never want to get stopped so soundly during this series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Mayfield. That is caught. McMillan with it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
It's a gain of 25
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now Mayfield. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
So I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Well, that was pretty. Sidestepping defenders on his way to a pickup of 9 yards.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Throwing, Mayfield. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit Incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches.
Pistol. 180! Real. What's that?
They go play action. Mayfield. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And so close, he gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down, and then some.
What's that? 180! What's that?
Mayfield keeps it himself. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Bucs go up by 2 touchdowns.
His kick is good.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 21-7.
Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Miami.
I get up, partner. I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
And we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this.
Dolphins 14. Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Kings! What's that?
They'll start on the ground with Irvin. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Hey, alert!
Here's Mayfield. He'll find his rookie wideout from Ohio State here. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. And taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Emeka Buka, 58 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead. McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. 28.
Dolphins 14. Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
All right, come on.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
Exactly right, Doctor. Get the crowd goes. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now 2nd and 9.
Ready.
Now a play fake. Here's Tony Myers. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Call it a loss of 5. A big sack to bring up third down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Jamal Dean. And this one will be brought back to the 22. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And they'll get this down to the 10. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Mayfield on play action. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by a Futu Melifonwu. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Intercepted. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Second and 10.
Right here. 18. 118.
Looking to pass. Tua. That's caught with Westbrook Akino with it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
21 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Tua sets up to pass it. It's caught inside the 25. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 40 yards.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
Well, his completion percentage continues to rise with that one, but sometimes you want your completion percentage to go down. Maybe you should have thought about throwing that one away.
I was just going to say, it is easier said than done, but that's where you maybe bury it at his feet, make sure he doesn't catch it.
Great call right there. Put it near the receiver, no grounding, nothing like that, but no one gets a chance to pick it off either.
Still 15 yards to go, 2nd down.
Ready.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Tua. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never another, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield, try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And it is caught. Nice little juke. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Run.
Mayfield to throw it. To the right side, catch made by Ibuka. They'll give him 4 yards there. And it's 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Mayfield looks to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Mayfield and the troops staying out and going for it on 4th.
Kings, 180.
They're going to try and throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got one complete. So a chance to breathe easier now. 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
At the 47-yard line.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
Break, 180. Hey, alert.
Mayfield now. That's complete to his receiver, Galvin.
Hey, 2 minutes.
It's a gain of 11. That's 11. Buccaneers. First down. A gain of 11.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And this one is right down the middle. And that will do it for this first half.
31. Dolphins 14. Chase McLaughlin to kick off.
The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play on this perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Now and time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Hassan Reddick make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
21G.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's to the 10. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
38. Dolphins 14. Chase McLaughlin to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they get a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Watson, Oscar. Get safe. Go ahead. Come on, buddy, team.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 34.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Tua going to throw. That's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
11 more yards.
Hey, come on, 2. Come on, 2. Come on, 2.
First down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. He's got it. Nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
At the 1-yard line.
Hey, get set. Hit.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Extra point and good by Sanders. And that'll cut this to a 17-point spread.
21. Jason Sanders.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 41 yards now on the ground and just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
3rd quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10. Now Mayfield. He completes it to Evans. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Simple drag route here. Lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Throwing Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Mayfield and the troops staying out and going for it on 4th. They'll look to throw again. He'll try to do it himself. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we knew that things would snowball. And it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Tua. Short throw to be caught by Waller. Solid stiff arm. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
And as you saw right there, this is a guy with pretty good speed for a tight end. Nice job there, catching the short throw and turning it upfield. He can also be a weapon downfield as well.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And that's a play to applaud because these RPOs, things happen so quickly. And that ball's out of the quarterback's hands fast. He read it and reacted and was there to hit him as the ball arrived at the receiver. Big-time read, big-time play.
On 2nd and 10, Tua. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Here's 3rd and 3.
Get set.
From the gun, it's Tua. And it's caught. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up the 4th down.
Tua going to run the sneak. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Ready.
Madison will score. Touchdown, Miami. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD. The things may be a little more comfortable than they were.
Yeah, you kick one in the end zone there. This game's over. You lock the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they got a puncher's chance.
Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. To throw, Mayfield. He's got his receiver. That's Ibuka. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Mayfield. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
And the drive starts with a run from H.A. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Tua sets up to pass it. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Looking to pass. Tua. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
There's a quarterback who's learned his lesson. He's thrown a few interceptions so far. That time he said, I'm making sure nobody catches this one.
Here's 2nd and 10.
All right. Ready, T, with it. All right, fellas, listen up.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each center, you see him playing and communicating their areas that they passed to map to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Darren Waller, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Sanders on for the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score Buccaneers 38, Dolphins 35. Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to a victory. Not anymore.
Yeah, the cruise control has...
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving, 65 yards. And the Bucs use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. To about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Now Tua. He'll let that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
That is caught. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Dolphins first
Solo
down.
left Zion.
First and 10.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
Go ahead. Hey, hey. Out. Whoa.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Bucs are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A run over. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd down and 10. Here's Mayfield. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Regular. Hey, alert 33. Done.
Now Mayfield. And that is incomplete. The Bucs try it on 4th down but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Ready. Solo left.
Here's Tua. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4th down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
A big play looming on 3rd down.
Get set. 22.
Throwing Tua. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Fourth down, 10 yards to go. Now Tua. What a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. One timeout at their disposal, but more pressing is the need for two scores, obviously. Here's first and 10. Tua. This is caught by Waddle. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agree. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here's Tua. He's ready to play to his fullback out of the backfield. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here we go, first and goal.
Ready.
Tua. Toward the pylon, and he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. The PAT flag will draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
And did the Dolphins get it? Yes. Miami football. So they needed the onside kick. They got it. Now they need a field goal.
And that's the beauty of this. They don't have to get 6. A field goal ties the ball game for them. Nicely executed play.
They'll come up first and 10 here.
44. Ready. 22.
That's it. That's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Here comes second down. Tua to throw. As he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Tagovailoa. He'll try and do this himself. He's going to let this go. Back to the end zone. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
180!
Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Bucs, they moved to 9-7 on the year with one game remaining. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis.